Hey, what's up guys? My name is Tara and my channel is all about sharing with you guys what I know about formulating cosmetics. If this sounds interesting to you guys, subscribe and check out my other content I have. This video is all about understanding body oils and what are in body oils. So I've been doing this series called Formulating for Beginners, and I'm going back to the beginning and sharing with you guys what you need to know if you're a beginner. And I'm just going step by step through the process that I think makes the most sense to a beginner. And now I want to get into this section of videos within the series on how to formulate products without preservatives. There's only a handful of products you can make without preservatives, and I figured sharing these types of products would be a good place to start for beginners, because understanding preservatives and how to use them properly is really confusing for beginners, and I thought it'd be fun to share with you some simple products and simple recipes that you can make yourself if you're a beginner. But before we actually go into make the products, I want to explain to you guys how to come up with the recipes and how to formulate your own custom recipe. Because typically I'll just share a recipe I come up with, and I get a lot of questions from you guys saying like, how do you come up with this recipe? How do you know how much of each ingredient to use? And I figured the best way to explain this is by starting with a really simple product, being body oils. Body oils are so simple to make, and I think understanding the concept of formulating, creating your own formula, and all that stuff would be best explained in a simple product first. So I have a blog written out that goes right along with this video. So if I'm looking down a lot, it's because I'm referring to the blog. I'm using this as reference so I don't miss out on anything. So before you actually go to write a formula, you need to understand what you're making. You can't come up with a formula if you don't know what goes in the product, right? So what I always like to do is research the product and figure out what exactly the product is and what makes that product that product. In this video, we're talking all about body oils. So what is a body oil exactly? That's what you need to understand before you actually go to make one. So body oils are products that consist of oil-based ingredients. Body oils are anhydrous products, and the word anhydrous is a word you need to adapt into your vocabulary if you want to start formulating cosmetics. You'll be seeing the word anhydrous all the time. Anhydrous means containing no water. So body oils are anhydrous products. Body oils are used as either moisturizers for the skin, for massages, they're used in people's hair. People sometimes put them in their baths. Some people, like me personally, I like to apply them in the shower while my skin's still wet. It's a great way to use body oils. I love using them that way. Basically, body oils are used to reap the benefits that oils contain. So the way that I see body oils is that they're primarily made up of only a few oils. I like to think of it as a primary oil and a secondary oil. I don't know if these are words people use in the formulating community, but this is the way that I like to explain it to myself. So you have a primary oil, which is the oil that is the highest percentage in that product. And then you have a secondary oil, which has the lower percentage in that product. And you can just throw in like a whole bunch of different oils into your body oil. But the reason why I don't really recommend that is because using a little bit of a bunch of ingredients isn't really the most efficient way to reap the benefits that the oils possess. So the more of an oil is present on your skin, the more of that oil will be absorbed. So if you're only using 1 to 3 oils in your body oil, your skin will more likely be able to benefit from those amazing qualities those oils have, rather than just getting little tiny bits from each oil. Does that make sense? So I really like to use a higher percentage of only a couple oils rather than just like 5% of a bunch of different oils. That's the way that I like to see body oils. So what the heck is a primary oil and a secondary oil? What separates the two? How do you know the difference between the two? First off is price. You'll find oils on the market like sunflower oil, avocado oil, apricot kernel oil, hemp seed oil. These are all oils you can buy that are cheaper. So a gallon of sunflower seed oil only costs $20. So this is why those oils to me go in the primary oil section. Again, I don't know if these are words other people use to categorize oils, but this is just how it makes sense in my mind, okay? And then secondary oils are more expensive. These are like sea buckthorn berry oil, blueberry oil, broccoli seed oil, rose hip oil. There's a lot of secondary oils, but they're pretty expensive. A gallon of rose hip oil is $180 compared to a gallon of sunflower oil that's only $20. So you see the difference between primary and secondary oil. Their price differences are huge. And as much as we love these like rose hip oil, sea buckthorn oil, these more expensive oils, it's not really efficient to use rose hip oil all over the body. That's gonna add up, especially if you're selling products that the cost value isn't worth it. So it's better to take maybe like 10% rose hip oil and then dilute it in 90% sunflower seed oil. So you're still getting the benefits from the rose hip oil, but you're not paying so much of the price because these oils can get really expensive. That's why I differentiate the two types of oils. So maybe you're not worried about cost value. Another reason why you might want to dilute those secondary oils is there's an oil called neem oil. And this is a really lovely oil with lots of great benefits, but it stinks. So a good way to use neem oil is to dilute it with another oil. And again, this is another reason why you would create a body oil, because you want some neem oil to use on your body, but you don't want to use it at 100% because it stinks. So dilute it with a more cheaper oil. Another example, evening primrose oil. This is a lovely oil, but it doesn't absorb into the skin very quickly. So you may not like the feeling of it all over your body, but you really want the benefits from it. Dilute it with another oil. There you go. Then it'll help absorb it quicker. And make sure that oil you're pairing it with is an oil that's quick absorbing, so you can sort of balance it out. Another reason why you might want to dilute an oil, for example, sea buckthorn oil. I believe there's sea buckthorn oil and then there's sea buckthorn berry oil. Both of these oils are really orange and they can stain your skin, so it's a good idea to dilute down those oils so they don't stain your skin. So as you can see, there's many reasons why you might not want to use an oil at 100%. So just have fun creating your body oil and try different blends of oils, but don't go too crazy and use so many oils in one body oil to where your skin really isn't even benefiting from those oils because there's only a little bit in each one. Everybody feels oils differently. Just because you Google an oil and it says it's fast absorbing, it doesn't necessarily mean it is. I see online that sunflower is a low absorbing oil, but I actually find it to be pretty fast absorbing and I really like sunflower oil. So I really advise trying tons of different oils on your skin so you can get a good understanding of how it feels to you and which ones you like. So maybe buy like a good handful of oils, make a list of them, try them all on your skin, and just take notes of what you like about each one and what you don't like about each one. So then you know how you can blend them to make it into a product you like. I'll actually link down below to an article that really goes into detail about tons of different oils and what their absorption rates are and what benefits each one has and just the difference between all the oils, because I have gotten a lot of requests to make a video all about oils. But honestly, there's just so much to cover with oils. I don't think I could properly sit down and really explain it all in a good way. So I'll link to that article so you can just get a really good understanding of everything about different oils, because this article is really good, so highly recommend it. Link below. So in my next video, we will actually be writing the formula for a body oil. We're going to be writing the formula for a basic body oil, one that's super simple, and one that's more advanced. So if you're a beginner or advanced, you can really benefit from this next video I make. But today, we're just going to be brainstorming on what to use in a body oil and just kind of how you get an idea of what you want to use in a body oil. So I always like to begin with a list of what I want to put in a product that I'm making. Obviously for body oils, this list is going to consist of oils. I'm going to keep the first body oil very basic. This is the one we're working on right now, the basic body oil. So I'm just going to use a primary oil and a secondary oil. My primary oil is going to be the higher percentage. My secondary oil is going to be like 15% to like 5%. It's going to be a lower percentage. I normally use about like 10% as my secondary oil, but it's all up to you and what you like. That's just a little guideline of what I like to use. So most oils have a suggested usage rate that is up to 100%. So most oils are safe to use at 100%. You can put them like right there on your body, totally safe. There are some oils that have a typical usage rate, and these are more for those secondary oils that we talked about earlier. I have some blueberry seed oil I purchased from Lotion Crafter, and this one has a typical usage rate of 1 to 5%, but it can be used up to 100%. So it's perfectly safe to use at 100%, but it's typically used at a lower percentage. So if I were to use blueberry seed oil, I'd probably use it at 5% because it's a very expensive oil. So if you aren't sure if an oil is like a secondary oil or primary, check out the supplier's description and they'll give you their suggested usage rate, typical usage rate, or recommended usage rate, and it'll let you know at what rate you should use it. Or if the oil is just expensive, then you'll know you should probably use that at a lower percentage. So we got carrier oils and our body oil. Pretty simple. You probably already knew that you needed to put that in a body oil. Another thing I like to put in my body oils is vitamin E oil. So vitamin E is an antioxidant. It's great for the skin. I probably don't need to tell you that. Most people know vitamin oil is lovely for the skin. But the reason why I really like to put it in body oils is because it can actually help extend the, I really hesitate to say this, the shelf life of oils. It's not a preservative. It just helps prevent your oils from going rancid. So some oils will start to smell after a certain time, and vitamin E will help further extend the time between it being nice and fresh and it going rancid. So vitamin E oil will not only put in some lovely antioxidants into your product, but it'll also keep your oils from going bad and smelling. So add some vitamin E oil. Vitamin E suggested usage rate is 0.5% to 2%. Since vitamin E, like buying pure vitamin E, is pretty expensive, I like to use it at 0.5%. So depending on your percentage usage goes off cost value as well. Like I mentioned earlier with the more expensive carrier oils, we use less of them because they're more expensive. And one more thing I really like to add to basic body oils is some fragrance. So you can use fragrance oils or essential oils, whichever you would like, whichever one you feel comfortable with. I know there's controversy behind both fragrance oils and essential oils, so I really can't win picking one or the other. Either way, I get comments in the comment section yelling at me for using one or the other. So it's all up to you what you think is right. But just keep in mind that essential oils should be used diluted. So you really want to make sure you're doing your research to know what percentage to use your essential oils at. So typically for me, I find 0.5% to 1% to be just the right amount of either fragrance oil or essential oil to be able to make your product smell lovely. So I also want to talk about shelf life. When you go to formulate a product, you really want to keep the shelf life in mind. So I have a video all about how to determine the shelf life of your product. I'll link it down below, but I'll quickly explain. Your shelf life of your product is determined by the shelf life of your ingredients. So say we have 4 ingredients in our product that has a shelf life of 12 months. You can learn the shelf life of your ingredients by checking with your supplier. So if we had 4 ingredients in a product with a shelf life of 12 months, but we had 1 ingredient, the 5th ingredient, having a shelf life of 6 months, then that means your product's shelf life is only 6 months. It doesn't matter that the other 4 have a shelf life of 12 months. It's whatever ingredient has the lowest shelf life is what your shelf life is. Does that make sense? If not, go watch my video. Yeah, I explain it more clearly over there. So really make sure you're using oils with either longer shelf lives or you're just using up your products quickly. Like don't buy a huge gallon of grapeseed oil because you're not gonna go through that in 6 months unless you're selling products. Buy just like a little 8-ounce bottle. So just keep that in mind when you're buying ingredients and when you're formulating your products. So I hope that gave you a good understanding of how to choose ingredients to go into a basic body oil. Like I said, the next video will actually be writing the formula and I'll be explaining how to formulate things. But before we go, I want to talk quickly about a more advanced body oil. So a lot of people really don't like using oils because they're so heavy and greasy. A good way to formulate a body oil that isn't super greasy and heavy is to actually add in some silicones and esters. But let me explain before you get angry, because I know a lot of people don't like silicones. Let me explain. So there are actually more green-friendly, natural alternatives to silicones. So if being green-friendly, natural, or EcoCert doesn't matter to you, then add in some dimethicone or cyclomethicone, yeah, that's what it's called, into your body oils, and those will feel so good on your skin. It'll really get rid of that greasy feeling. It'll make your products feel more dry. But if you want to stick with more natural, green-friendly, EcoCert types of ingredients, I have alternatives to the dimethicone and cyclomethicone. There is Natracil, Neosense Hemisqualane, and cocoa caprylate. Those three ingredients are amazing. I freaking love them. I just recently started using them, but they are natural EcoCert silicone alternatives. And adding these types of ingredients into your body oils will really make your body oils feel so luxurious and dry, not greasy and gross. Everything won't be sticking to you. Have you ever put a body oil on and you just get hair all over you? Yeah. It'll really help prevent those issues. So I'm going to be making a more advanced body oil in my next video, and I'll be including ingredients like this. So just to give you guys a good idea of like the percentage you use of these silicone alternatives, cocoa caprylate is suggested to be used at 2 to 25%, so it can take up a high percentage of your body oil. Natracil can be used at 1 to 25%, and Neosense Hemisqualane can be used at 1 to 60%. So you can really put a good amount of these silicone alternatives into your body oils to make them less greasy. One more ingredient I want to talk about for advanced body oils. This ingredient is technically an emollient ester, and I don't want to get into esters. If you don't know what an emollient is, I actually have a video explaining to you guys the difference between occlusives, emollients, and humectants. Go watch that video. Very informative to beginners. But this ester emollient is called isopropyl myristate. I don't know. I can't pronounce it. But it's called IPM. This is not EcoCert, it's not natural, it's not really green friendly. As far as I know, I think people strive to avoid it. I'm very transparent with you guys when ingredients are like natural or not natural. I just want to make it known, because I have people who watch me who really strive to keep things EcoCert and natural, and then I have other people who watch me who really don't care and just want like the best ingredients that feel the best on their skin. So this is why I mention both alternatives, so I can make two different parties happy. It's up to you what you think is ethically right and what you feel comfortable using. I just throw out these options so you guys know they exist, because as somebody who, you know, puts content on the internet on how to formulate things, I really want to have a good understanding of the natural versions and the more synthetic versions. Are you picking up what I'm throwing down? I hope so. So anyways, back to the ingredient, IPM. This is an emollient ester that is used in lipsticks, lip balms, lotions and creams, and massage oils or body oils to help get rid of that greasy feel. So IPM is suggested to be used anywhere between 1 to 10% depending on the product you're making. You can use it in massage or body oils anywhere from 4 to 10%. So if you want to make your body oil less greasy, add in 10% IPM, and that's really going to make a difference. Trust me, I've tried it. It really, really makes a difference. So if you're looking for a more dry, less sticky and less greasy body oil, don't worry. I'll be showing you guys how to make one of those, and I'll also be showing you guys how to make a very simple, basic body oil with ingredients you can probably get really anywhere. Maybe not anywhere, but on Amazon for sure. So I hope this gave you guys a good understanding of what body oils are and what you can put in them. And if you want, just make a little list of what you want to put in your body oil. So when you get to the next video, you will be prepared to know what you want to put in yours. Like I said, in the next video, we will actually be sitting down and writing a formula and talking about how to write a formula for a very basic, simple body oil and also for a more advanced body oil. And I really figured this was the best way to understand how to write a formula because I have a video already on my channel that explains to you how to write a formula, but people will watch it and they don't get it. And I think the reason they don't get it is because they don't even understand why I'm choosing these ingredients, right? You have to understand why you're picking the ingredients to go into a product in order to understand why you're formulating it. They don't understand like why I'm using 5% of this, but then 20% of this, and then only like 0.3% of that. Like they don't understand it. And I think making this video, trying to lay down the foundation of understanding body oils first, will help you guys understand how to write the formula in the next video. So I hope this wasn't like too simple for you guys, and I hope it made sense. Let me know if you have any other questions, comments down in the description box. I'll be doing just a little handful of recipes that don't need preservatives here for a while, and I'll probably sit down and write the formulas with you guys so you guys can understand how I come up with the formulas, not only just how I make the product. So don't forget, I have that article linked down below that talks all about different carrier oils and their absorption rates and just their benefits and different types of oils. I think you guys will love it. So let's get on to the Patreon shoutouts, shall we?
So first up, we have Stardust Bath & Body over on Instagram, Nature's Farm Girl at naturesfarmgirl.com, Kennedy's Essentials at kennedysessentials.net, LettsBlend at letsblend.bigcartel.com, Creative with Love at creativewithlove.me, Wallflower Wildflower at wallflowerwildflower.com, Heartfelt Beauty on YouTube if you want some more formulating videos, Sugared_Pineapple over on Instagram, KAJ Bath & Body over on Etsy, Blue Mint Soaps at bluemintsoaps.com, Say Tara here on YouTube, at Salt Air Label over on Instagram, Lenise Beauty at lenisbeauty.com, Ardrew Naturals at ardrewnaturals.com, Shark City at sharkcitynaturals.com, and sharkcitycbd.com. Also, we got Ohanale at ohanale.com. And one more thing, if you guys didn't know, I do sell products myself over on Etsy. I'll have my Etsy shop linked down below, along with all of my lovely patrons.
So I hope you guys are enjoying this Formulating for Beginners series. Let me know if you have any suggestions on topics you would like me to discuss in this series. But for now, just get excited for my next video and hope you guys enjoyed. Talk to you guys later. Bye!
I'm stuck in the motions. I've been consumed by the wrath of time like I'm frozen. I'm shattered in this life. It's still the path that I've chosen. Because I've had a vision. Now I'm on a mission to find myself.